Next question. What's the last concert you went to? The last concert I went to was a local jazz concert at the park. Every summer, the city has free concerts at the park. I always go to them because it's a great way to listen to new music and meet people in the neighborhood. The jazz concert was phenomenal, and I got to talk to a lot of new people. What's your favorite city you visited? My favorite city that I've visited has to be Mexico City. It's a very large city with lots of history and culture. There are so many things to do and plenty of museums to visit. The people are very friendly and the food is absolutely delicious. Every time I visit Mexico City, I always discover something new. It also has many beautiful parks where you can sit and enjoy the weather. Would you rather travel via plane or boat? That's an interesting question. I've never really traveled by boat, but I think it could be a good option. However, I think I prefer traveling by plane. Traveling by plane seems a little bit faster and easier than traveling by boat. Would you rather be really hot or really cold? Personally, I'd rather be really cold. I think if you're cold, you can always put on more clothes, more sweaters, more jackets. But if you're really hot, you can't do too much to fix that. If you're cold, there are lots of clothing items and accessories you can use to warm yourself up. Plus, when you're really hot, you sweat a lot, which is really uncomfortable. Usually, I prefer the heat, but not when it's too hot. How did you spend your last birthday? For my last birthday, I spent it with my closest friends and family. Right. We went out to eat at my favorite restaurants. Then, when we got back home, my friends surprised me with my favorite cake. We spent the evening at home talking and eating cake. It was a really great birthday. I love spending time with my friends and family. Do you have any pets? Well, I used to have a pet. I had a dog, but he passed away last year. Since then, I haven't been able to adopt another dog. Plus, I'm starting to travel more, and it's really difficult to have a pet when you travel. I would like to have another pet someday in the future. What's your biggest pet peeve? That's a great question. My biggest pet peeve is when people interrupt me. Sometimes it's okay if they know what I'm going to say and I can tell they're listening. But I don't like when people interrupt me and ignore what I was saying. Sometimes people will interrupt you and change the subject completely. That's when it really bothers me. Interrupting someone in most cases is incredibly rude. What hobby do you wish you were good at? I wish I was better at sports. I've always loved to play sports, but I've never been particularly good. This makes it very difficult to play on a team, especially when the other team members are competitive. I often get discouraged and embarrassed when I try to play on a team. Sometimes my friends and I play different sports for fun. I like that a lot because it takes away the pressure. Who is your role model? My greatest role model is probably my grandma. She was a very strong and resilient person. She taught me how to be more confident and to stand up for myself. She was always a cheerful and happy person, no matter what the situation was. Her ability to always remain positive inspires me and motivates me to this day. What's the biggest risk you've ever taken? The biggest risk I've ever taken, I think, was when I decided to move to a different country. Moving is always a difficult and risky choice. But moving to a different country is even scarier. Although it was a huge challenge, I definitely think it was worth it. When are you the most happy? I'm definitely the most happy when I'm surrounded by friends and family. It's always great to be with a group of people that you trust and love. I always feel very supported when I'm with my friends or family, and this makes me so happy. All right. Excellent job. So, again, these are just some common conversation questions that we can practice with, a little bit more casual, not as formal. Again, what you're going to want to do is practice these answers with me. So, record yourself if you haven't already done so. Go back and record yourself answering these questions, copying my answers, and then compare your pronunciation to my pronunciation. Remember, you're going to take note of the words that you need to improve, and you're going to repeat them over and over again. After practicing these words for a couple of days, you can even come back and record yourself again to see how much you've improved in just a few days. Then, after 2 weeks, after you've been practicing these words for 2 weeks, record yourself again so you can see the difference after practicing for 2 full weeks. Good luck, you guys, and I know you can do it. Keep on practicing, keep on repeating these words, and you will get there.